Okay, so an ammeter at the source, we would right beside the battery. As the electrons are coming out, we want to catch them and measure them. So there would be your ammeter at the source. And then a voltmeter at bulb 3. How you count the bulbs is as you come out of the battery, the first bulb the electrons hit would be number 1. Number 2, this would be number 3. And it wants a voltmeter around bulb number 3. So we would do that. Grab our pen and do our voltmeter. That is how you would do that exact diagram. Okay, so that would be a 5 out of 5 if I were marking this in class. Okay, parallel. Parallel is different. We have the same symbols for everything, but if we're drawing a parallel circuit, I'll just really quickly show you what it would look like. We have our normal circuit, okay, but then we have to give alternate routes for the electrons. We might have an alternate route they could take there. We might have another alternate route they can take there, and you just keep building and building. If I wanted to show bulbs in parallel, I would draw them. Just erase a little part of the wire everywhere here. If I wanted to draw them in parallel, I would draw them all on their own wire. And that means that they all are getting their own electron flow. So if one of these goes out, it's not going to affect the others because there's still an alternate route for the electrons to get to that bulb. So there's bulbs in parallel. Have your little minus and your plus, your electron arrow. 3 bulbs in parallel. If I wanted to control each of these bulbs separately with a separate switch, I would have to put the switch on the wire that only belongs to that bulb. So this switch right here would only turn off this bulb. These other 2 could still be on. If I put a switch here, it would only control this bulb. So if I want to control all these bulbs separately, I need the switch on the wire that only belongs to that individual bulb. If I want to control all of them together, I could just put a switch on one of these main wires over here anywhere, and they would control all those at once. Now, lastly, your sample drawing for parallel circuit. So it says it wants a battery. So we would draw the battery. Minus terminal is the short one, plus terminal is the long one. 4 bulbs in parallel. If it's 4 bulbs, we need to show 1 route there. This is a second route. This is a third route. You could obviously make your lines a lot straighter. I'm doing this kind of fast. 4th route. 4 bulbs. We got to show them 1 here, 1 here, 1 here, and 1 here. And ooh, that was a crazy one. That looks like an M. Okay, there's another one. There's another one. I'm getting really bad at this as I'm rushing. Take your time and make them nice if you can. There's 4 bulbs. 1, 2, 3, 4 in parallel. Switches that control each separately. Ooh, we need a switch here. And we can show that switch as being closed, which is just a straight line so that it's connected. So 1 switch there, 1 switch there, 1 switch there. So all these individual switches are going to control just the bulb on that wire. And then flow of electron arrow, there it is. And ammeter at bulb 1. Well, the first one electrons would reach is here. So somewhere on the wire, it doesn't matter if it's before or after, somewhere on the wire with the bulb, number 1, we have to show an ammeter, which is just right in the circuit itself to catch all the electrons. That's an A, by the way. And then a voltmeter at bulb 4. This is the 4th one. We would go before the bulb, after the bulb, because we're measuring potential difference from before and after. And we would do our little circle with the V in it. And that would be our voltmeter. So if I were to make that neater, you would see that that would be a parallel circuit with all of these requirements in it. So now you have your own Jamboard. You're going to make a copy of that Jamboard for yourself so that you can edit it. And then you're going to go ahead and draw all these diagrams. It'll have the instructions in the corner, just like this one did. And then you're going to screenshot or take a picture with your phone and upload it to your assignment page. And that's what you're going to do to practice your series and parallel circuits.